right, this is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com to do another exciting episode for you. Today I'm here at the Ann Wigmore Institute in Aguada, Puerto Rico. The Ann Wigmore Institute is where wheatgrass was invented, created by Ann Wigmore. Ann Wigmore basically brought wheatgrass to the world and talked about juicing it. And I know some of you guys, may not have a juicer, but you have a blender. And in this episode, I want to show you guys the best way to get some juice out of the wheatgrass with your vacuum blender, not just a traditional blender, and I'll be explaining the differences for you guys in just a little bit. So now I want to show you guys how you guys could do juicing, in quotes, wheatgrass in a blender. Now, first thing I will say is that I do not recommend using a blender to juice wheatgrass. It is probably the worst way in the entire world you guys could juice wheatgrass, because a blender does multiple hits, and a traditional blender like a Vitamix will oxidize the nutrients in the wheatgrass more than any other method in the world. And honestly guys, here's the deal. You guys want to get some scissors if you want to juice wheatgrass. This is the best way to juice wheatgrass that nobody probably ever told you before, right? Best way to juice wheatgrass is to take a little bit and cut it. Best way to juice it is with our free juicers. Yeah, guess what? We have free juicers. It's our teeth. So you're gonna put the wheatgrass in your mouth and chew it. You're gonna chew it 200 times, 300 times, like a cow chewing its cud. You're gonna chew it and suck out the juice 200 times. And then you're gonna spit out the dry pulp. That's a better way than juicing wheatgrass in the blender. Hands down. Thumbs this video up now if you like this, and turn this video off, right? So that's what I'm gonna tell you. That's the honest truth, and I just tell like it is on my channel, all right? The next thing I will tell you guys is that you may see videos where they put water in the blender and they put some wheatgrass in the blender, then they blend it up, and then they put it through a bag, such as a nut milk or juice bag. This is Alexa's Bags is the bag I recommend at alexasbags.com, and squeeze it out. Now, when you guys do that, you guys are gonna get something that resembles juice, but it's a highly watered down juice. It will not give you the same effects as straight wheatgrass would. That's why I recommend using your free juicers, your teeth, to basically chew the wheatgrass up 200, 300 times and suck out all the juice. That's a much more effective juicer than a traditional blender that also damages the nutrients. That being said, while this may look like a regular blender to you, to me, this is a vacuum blender, because I have this special lid here, and this lid is the Void Systems lid. I'll put a link down below to the video I made on the Void Systems lid so you can learn more about this. But what this lid does is you put this on top of the carafe, you press the button, and dual pumps turn on, and it basically sucks out the oxygen out of this carafe. So now when you are blending in an oxygen deprived environment with very little oxygen. So when you're blending, you basically don't do the oxidative damage that scientific studies have shown can reduce certain nutrients by 3 times. So certain polyphenol nutrients can be reduced by 3 times when you traditionally blend, but not in a vacuum blender. In addition, when you vacuum blend, you'll get better blends, all else being equal, as well as no air in your blended mixtures, which means you won't be getting gas and bloating because of the air in your mixtures, as well as brighter colors, of course, more nutrition, and stronger and better flavors. And when you guys taste stronger and better flavors, that means there's more nutrition going in, plus the drinks that you're making are gonna be more enjoyable to drink. So now what I wanna show you guys how to do is how to juice wheatgrass in a vacuum blender, but we can't do it alone. You need other ingredients to do it. In this case, I'll be making a green juice, so we're gonna be using some cucumbers, we're gonna be using some celery, a little bit of a lemon, and some ginger. So I have other videos where I show how to make an antioxidant green juice in a vacuum blender, link down below to that for the full explanation. And to me, wheatgrass is just another green vegetable. I want you guys to always rotate the different kinds of greens and vegetables you put into your juices. And if I had wheatgrass all the time, I'd be using it a lot more, but I don't grow wheatgrass myself. So to juice in the vacuum blender, very important, you first need to cut your produce fairly small. So we're basically gonna cut up these cucumbers into little cubes and drop them in the blender. All right, so we got the cucumbers cut up really small, and that's one of the tips when you guys are trying to juice in the vacuum blender. You gotta cut things small so that basically, and you load it up with the liquid items first. In this case, the most liquid items, or I call them watery vegetables, are the cucumbers, because literally once you start blending them, they're gonna turn into water. I think we'll put another half the cucumber in there. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and cut up some of that celery and put the celery in there. Once again, we gotta cut the celery up into just little small pieces for the best results. All right, let's go ahead and toss the celery in there. Now, if you guys want to do the vacuum juicing, it's always best to get a vacuum blender that has a large style carafe. This carafe happens to only be 1.5 liters, which is not optimal for vacuum juicing. So we're just gonna go ahead and tap this down and try to get it to go down a little bit. I think we're just gonna go ahead and slice off a little thin slice of ginger, not too much. A little ginger goes a long way. And then we're gonna put in a quarter of a lemon. We got a quarter of the lemon going right in. And now we're gonna go ahead and get some of the wheatgrass. I love fresh wheatgrass. I encourage you guys, if you guys are buying wheatgrass, to only buy it if it is fresh, if it is still growing, if it's already pre-cut. That stuff could go bad really quickly and start tasting really gross, because most people don't like to taste the wheatgrass as it is. So once we cut off a bunch, I always like to maybe cut this into like quarters at least before going into the blender. That's gonna help it blend up a little bit better and the strings of the wheatgrass not get stuck around the blades. Go ahead and harvest a little bit more wheatgrass to put in our juice. So here's the thing, guys, like, you wanna, if you guys are serious about juicing lots of wheatgrass, don't do it like this. Please save yourself the trouble. You guys want to get the proper juicer to do it, and the proper juicer is a horizontal auger juicer. This style juicer juices wheatgrass with ease. My favorite one is the Santa 727. If that one's a bit pricey for you, because that is the high end, you would want to get the Omega NC 800, which is my second choice. Of course, if you guys already own my favorite juicer, the Nama juicer, then you can also juice wheatgrass. I did make another video actually here at Ann Wigmore showing how to juice the wheatgrass in the J2. Link down below to that video to watch it. In that video, you just have to basically pre-cut the wheatgrass a lot more than I'm cutting it today. So you guys can see I'm just cutting this into some pieces so it'll get better processed in the blender. Now, of course, today I am using a Vitamix, but you know, once again, you could buy that Void Systems lid, and you get it with a carafe that you can use on top of your Vitamix to turn your Vitamix into a vacuum blender. Once again, link down below to that. So once we have our carafe full, you want to just be mindful that there's no extra blades of wheatgrass stuck to the top area, because you do need to make a good seal with this lid, because we will be pulling a vacuum on it. And then we could put this on. All right, once we got the lid on, then that's when the magic happens. We're gonna go ahead and turn the lid on. And if you guys can see on the top, there's a little readout. We're just gonna go ahead and press the go button. You guys hear that? As the pump comes on, you press the unit on, there's a little pump that's coming on, two pumps actually, and it's sucking the extra oxygen out of the carafe. You can see the little number on there incrementing. It's gonna probably go up to about 17, and then it is ready to blend. So now you've removed the extra oxygen, so now when you're blending, you're not mixing in oxygen to do the oxidative damage and destroy some of the valuable nutrients in the wheatgrass, as well as the cucumber, celery, ginger, and lemon. So now we're just gonna go ahead and simply pulse the machine to get this to blend up into a homogeneous mixture. All right, now that we got it all blended up, once again, done under vacuum. When you're blending under vacuum, you also keep brighter colors. But now I wanna show you guys the sign and sound of freshness. We're gonna go ahead and release the vacuum, and I want you guys to see what happens to the pitcher and listen carefully. All right, so we left the air rush back in, the mixture kind of sunk down, And now we're gonna go ahead and remove the top. All right, so we got the top off. And now we have our mixture in here that now is a smoothie, literally, because it's just blended vegetables. This is not a juice yet. So we need to turn it into the juice by removing some of the fiber. We're gonna use what's called Alexa's Bag, available at alexasbags.com. And this will remove the insoluble fiber. We'll be keeping the soluble fiber because the soluble fiber dissolves in water. So we're just gonna go ahead and pour this mixture into the bag. All right, there we go. And the next step is we're just gonna go ahead and wring it out through the bag. Simple and easy, look at that. Now this is the juice we got coming out from the vacuum blending process. Now if you just try to put straight wheatgrass in the blender without the other vegetables, this will not work. That's why it's very important to have other vegetables when you juice wheatgrass. Of course, I am showing vegetables today, and I encourage you guys to juice wheatgrass with other vegetables, especially these green vegetables that I did today. Of course, you could also do this same process, and it would actually work a little bit better with fruits. So say you want to do oranges plus wheatgrass or pineapples plus wheatgrass. That's an excellent way to get wheatgrass in you, because you know why? Because the fruits will make the wheatgrass taste a lot better, because the fruits have the sugar, of course. But of course, for healing and health, I would encourage you guys to juice mostly vegetables. So as you guys can see, I'm just literally wringing this out. It doesn't take a lot of strength, guys. This is super simple, super easy. And I'm really being able to be efficient to really wring the pulp dry that came out of the vacuum blender. All right, so I got it pretty much dry, so I want to show you guys actually what I got now. Look at this. This is insane. This is the pulp after we wrung it dry. This is drier than any other slow juicer, drier than a fast juicer, and approaching the dryness that you would get when you buy a $2,500 juicer, such as a Norwalk juicer. Completely impressive. And now we could just take our juice that we've created and pour it into a glass. So this is fresh wheatgrass, celery, cucumber, ginger, and lemon. We basically made almost a full quart using the Void Systems vacuum blending solution for Vitamix. Now if you guys have a Blendtec, you guys are even better, because you could just buy this lid and add it to your existing Blendtec container, and you could do vacuum blending and of course make your own wheatgrass juice. I'll tell you guys, man, I had straight wheatgrass shot earlier, and for me personally, I'd much rather drink it in a green juice. That being said, when you drink wheatgrass straight on an empty stomach, you know, you're gonna get different benefits than when you mix it with other ingredients. So if you guys wanna really do the Ann Wigmore Living Foods lifestyle, they recommend you guys drink it straight in the morning, a shot, an ounce or two. You may need to even start with a tablespoon to work up to it before anything else, and for that, you will really need to buy an appropriate juicer. That being said, if you're just health-minded and you know wheatgrass got good stuff in there, you could do a technique like this that honestly will make a higher quality juice than any other juicer out there. And of course, I've been selling juicers for over 20 years now, and I'm telling you guys to use a vacuum blender plus the bags. The juice will save for longer. There'll be more nutrition in it. It'll also taste a lot better because it's not oxidized as much. So that's pretty much it for this episode. If you guys want to learn more about vacuum juicing, be sure to check the links down below in the description, because I have so many videos on vacuum juicing. If you guys want to learn more about the amazing Ann Wigmore Institute, where I'm here at today, juicing their wheatgrass in the vacuum blender. I don't think this has ever been done on property before, because they always use the right juicer. You can check them out at annwigmore.org. If you guys want to get the Void Systems vacuum blender set up for your Vitamix or the Blendtec, you can check them out at void-systems.com. Link down below in the description as well for that. With the coupon code DJ25, that'll save you guys $25 off this lid or this whole kit, or you can actually buy the lid, the carafe, and the whole blender base if you don't have one already, to do this same task that I've done today. When you guys do use that link down below to buy the Void Systems vacuum blending solution or Alexa's bags that I also have linked down below. You know, they're gonna share with me a small commission so that I can continue to do my educational work and share with you guys the best ways to process your fruits and vegetables online. So if you guys appreciate me and the knowledge that I've shared with you guys, I encourage you guys to make your purchase with one of the links below. I appreciate it so much because it allows me to pay my video editor and pay my electricity bill and make a living. So if you guys love this content and want more like this, hey, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. I'll do more on site where I actually go to the place that invented it to share with you guys the best ways to process it, because that's what I am all about. Also, more importantly, be sure to share this with other people that are trying to juice wheatgrass in their blender. They'll learn the best way how to do it, not in a blender, but in a vacuum blender when you process it with other vegetables. Of course, if you want to juice wheatgrass alone and make shots, get the appropriate juicer to do that. My channel has a bunch of videos on that as well. Also, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes. I'll be coming out about every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up or what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel. And make sure you click little bells to get notified as many videos come out. You never know when I'll be comparing 2 new juicers or showing you guys my personal tips and techniques to extract the most out of your fruits and vegetables and process other plant foods the best way possible in your home. Also, be sure to check my past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 700 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to teach you guys all about the best equipment to process your fruits and vegetables to get the maximum nutrition in your home. Put a couple links down below to some videos I've made in the past juicing wheatgrass, like in the NAMA J2 juicer, which is a vertical juicer, which they normally say you can't juice wheatgrass in, but with my techniques, you could easily do it. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.